Do you talk about it?
With what? With other people? No.
Why not?
I'm talking to you about it.
And everyone listening.
And everyone listening. This is why I held it in. I kept it inside. I pushed it down and so I could bring it out right now.
But so if we didn't have a podcast, you probably wouldn't talk about it.
It's funny you mentioned that, yeah. I've never been the type.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't think it's a pride thing. It's just it's more like, no, look, I've got it. It's me. It's on me. It's always on me.
That sounds like a pride thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Maybe not a pride. Sorry, an embarrassment thing. It's never been like I'm ashamed or I don't feel comfortable to. I think it's been more like I'll get it. Like I'll do this, man. It's okay.
Yeah, but so don't you think it would be like you could do anything? Like
Who could I speak to? Honestly, you're probably one of the only people I'd speak to about it.
Yeah, but you didn't call me.
Yeah, you'd be right. It's fucking. I wake up.
I'm
early.
not upset. You're like, you're all right. And then I'm like, I'm cut.
Yeah. Why'd you call me? Call me at 6 a.m. when you wake up.
No, but do you know what I mean?
I know.
Like
I know
in the
exactly
sense
what you
of,
mean.
hey man, this is fucking. You know, I'm in a rut. Because sometimes it feels like this. I think you go 2 weeks straight. Like, hey, I don't feel like I'm getting anything fucking done. This hole's getting bigger.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know. Like, this list just keeps growing.
Yeah. I really think that's powerful shit. Especially, I feel
What's
that if
powerful
it's
shit?
to talk to someone.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And I feel that I wouldn't want to necessarily speak to my wife about it or a friend that can't relate, that maybe has a 9 to 5 or like a lot of people, I don't think I'd be able to have that conversation with.
Well, I think one of the biggest factors of communicating with someone is you want to feel understood.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And if you're talking to someone and they're like, yeah, my boss tells me off, and you're like,
yeah.
You don't get
it. Yeah. So, yes, there's few people that I would speak to about it because I don't feel that I'd be able to they'd be able to give me the right advice, but also sometimes you just need someone to listen to.
Sometimes it's not advice.
Yeah,
you just need to unload and then say, oh, sick, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there's a skill with that too, to be able to be a good listener and to sit there and just tell me what it is. I'm not here to fix. I find that works really well with, I think as men, our biggest thing is like, get a problem, like, how do I fix it? How do I fix it? Like, what do I need to do to fix this? And sometimes you just need to listen. And I think that can be a really good skill, especially if you're in a relationship and your partner, your wife, they often don't want you to fix shit. They just want you to listen.
Yeah, they're trying to connect with you.
Yeah, that's it. And you just sit there, hey, I'm not going
to...
And sometimes when you're like, you give them the logical answer.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, just do it like this and stop being a fucking idiot. It's like, thanks for solving all my problems. I didn't want that. But
yeah, sometimes the logical answer is not
it's just
the way.
That's it. But yes, I think that's a powerful thing. If you do have someone that you can talk to, definitely reach out to them because it's probably going to help you. And I think, yes, there was an element of that would help me too, for sure.
But you didn't do it.
I didn't do it. Maybe my pride got in my way.
Do you reckon that's what it is?
No, I was probably distracted by what I needed to do. I was just focused on that. Just gonna get the job done.
Yeah.
I'm still there now. Like, don't get me wrong. I've still got heaps to do. Like, the second we walked in here, my phone started blowing up. And it was a couple of important phone calls that I had to take. And I'm probably going to, I haven't checked my phone now, but I'm probably going to be missed calls on it. There's probably going to be things that I need to action when we get out of this room for the job. But again, it's like, what do I do now so that next time this doesn't happen? Is it different? Is it like putting people in place to have those problems for me? Which I think there is an element of that too. There's definitely an element of that.
Yeah.
And like, so I'm doing this task now. So there's this thing called, for those of you that don't know, an occupancy permit. Whenever you build a home, you have to get an occupancy permit. That process is much more involved when you're doing an apartment complex because there's a lot more forms, statements, compliance certificates, a whole range of things. Now, I want to be in the position, not I want to be, but I want to give that to people in my team. So, hey, your problem, fix it. This is your baby. I do not want to see, I do not need to be involved in this process. I don't need to call the contractors. I don't need to call the consultants. I don't need to write the letters. You do it. So that whole aspect alone, if I had someone in my team doing that, that's a big
weight off
my
your shoulders.
plate. Oh, it's huge. Yeah. Particularly for an apartment job. For a home, it's not as complicated. Still a bit of effort, but not as complicated. But I want to be able to give that to someone so I know next time it's not done. And start the process early, not in the 11th hour. get everything ready from day one. You're on top of it? Yes, great. There's a level of that I want to be bringing into my next lot of projects that are coming up.
I think it's huge to be able to have people on your team that can solve those problems.
Yes, it is.
Like I had someone come to me before and he's like, this is not working. And I was like, dude, like something about a social media account. And I was like, work it out. He's like, I don't know how. I was like, what would you do if you were at home? Like, what would you do if I wasn't here? Like, what would you do? And he's like, I'd do this. I said, go do that. I could have solved it for him.
Yes.
I knew exactly what it was. But I'm like, go do that fucking thing. Because you're going to learn from this. You know what I mean? I don't want to solve every one of your problems. Stop bombarding me during the day.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Get shit done. Work it out.
You very much come to me with solutions, not problems.
No, don't come to me. You know what I mean? Like, don't come to me, period.
Yeah.
That's why you got a job.
Yeah.
If I needed someone to come to me, I'd hire someone less competent that I'd solve all their problems for.
Yeah. The other thing, I do with my kids. It's like, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, oh, really? What if I gave you $1 million right now? What if I gave you all the chocolate in the world? What if I gave you all of these things that you want so desperately? Could you do it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then you can do it. All right. It's a matter of motivation.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah. You don't want to do it. You can do it. You don't want to. But yeah, without a doubt, there's a huge element of that. I think we're pretty sure we've mentioned this before. Terry Crews, before he became famous and hit the big time in the acting scene, he used to have this mentality when I think he was a security guard somewhere. And he would walk in on his first night shift or whatever it would be. And he goes, like, how would I do this job if I was getting paid $1 million a year? This is a guy being a security guard, probably making $11 an hour. He's like, what would I do? Like, how would I go about my task, everything I'm doing here, if I was getting paid $1 million to do this job? And then he's like, cool, like, let's have a look at it. So he'd rock up on site, he'd do his checks, he'd make sure his flashlight has got batteries, he'd have a spare set of batteries, he'd make sure all the cameras are pointed in the right direction, he would report any suspicious behavior, he would report the cars that drove by more than once or twice or whatever it might be, even though it might be nothing. He would just look at everything and how he could elevate that role, even though he was getting $11 an hour, as if he was getting $1 million a year to do that job. And by him doing that and having that mindset, he was solving problems. He was much more alert and also responsive and competent, that it didn't take long for him to then elevate to the next level.
Yeah, but I think it takes a particular type of individual.
Without a doubt.
Because you know what the
average,
you know what the average employee response would be to that?
I'm not getting
But
paid.
I'm not. Yeah,
exactly.
But I'm not. And then
Exactly.
it's like, no, that's why you're not.
That's why you're not. And I think you're bang on with that. And that's why I wanted to bring something like that up, because if you are that person, think differently. Like, start to think bigger. You know, I've been doing this for 10 years now. I realized this the other day. And I've achieved a lot in 10 years. I've had a lot of wins. I've had a lot of losses. It's like, okay. Like, I feel that I've been doing this for a really long time. But what's the next 10 years going to look like? And it'll go by quick. It's going to go by quick. If I was that good over life, I've become that good since 10 years. How much better am I going to be in the next 10? And you might think about losses and hardships that you're having at the moment and challenges and all this sort of shit. But if you've become better as a result of those things, and now moving forward, you're going to become even better. Like, it's just a game, and you haven't lost. You haven't lost. And as long as you keep going, you're not going to lose. Like, I don't see there being a losing point in this game. Even if you do lose everything, you go bankrupt, like most billionaires and multimillionaires, they've gone broke 2-3 times.
Yeah.
You know, they've lost it all. They've risked it all, but they've lost it all. And then they've gone again and learned from those mistakes and then keep going, kept having that belief. I have a huge level of belief as well in my own abilities.
Do you think it impacts you when you hold everything in?
Oh, yeah, I think it would for me. I've become better at it though. I reckon my last 2-3 years, as in not holding it in.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So over the last 2-3 years, doing a lot of the personal development stuff helped. And the business journeys and trainings and everything I've done, and even training other people. That's funny. It was like, when I train other people, it's like I'm just talking to myself anyway. You know, hey, this is what you need to be doing.
Yeah, when you're coaching.
Yeah. When I'm coaching, I feel like I'm just coaching myself anyway.
Yeah, all coaching is self-coaching.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's one of the best. I used to say shit. I used to be like coaching people,
Yeah.
and I used to say something, and be like, "Fuck, 1 second, I'll write it down. 1 second, where did that
do
come
that.
from?"
Yeah. Yeah. Coin that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel that I've definitely become better at it, because that was probably one of my weaknesses, is that I had that very much, it's stereotypical, but masculine mindset that I'm the man, I'll do it, whatever, I'll wear the weight of the world on my shoulders.
Do you think it's still?
There's probably an element of it there still, yeah, for sure. And because I suppose there's a level of vulnerability and weakness in it.
To
Not that-
speak?
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying there is that level there.
No, you're just saying that it's something that you battle with.
Yeah, I think, yeah, without a doubt. I do feel that I still hold my own things in rather than having that conversation with someone or something about something, sorry.
Yeah. So what do you think the overall impact is that on your life? You know what I mean? Like I'm a big believer of you need to have some kind of outlet, right? Whatever it is. Like some people go and scream their head off. Some people go and run as fast as they can. Some people go and lift really heavy weights and like to the point where you're like exerting. You know what I mean? But I think you need to have a way to let things out. Otherwise, they fester in your body.
I feel that I've had that a lot over the years.
What?
That festering thing where it just sits there and
then it shows up, but it shows up as something else, I believe.
And it shows up elsewhere in your life.
Yeah, and it shows up like, fuck, my arm is sore, or I've got a sore back, or all of a sudden I've got this fucking rash, or, you're breaking out, or you're losing hair,
or it can even be
you look like you're 70 when you're 35.
But it can even be a breakdown in other elements of your life. Like it could be your relationships. It can be like we see each other pretty much every day. You could be like, man, I don't like George as much anymore. Maybe I change as a person because of that internal bullshit festering, whatever I've got going on. You're like, oh, George isn't as funny as he used to be. George isn't as good at podcasting as he used to be.
Step it up.
And I'm trying.
Step it up.
I'm trying. That's why I'm speaking to you about it now, so I can become better. So I do believe that is a negative thing to have.
So let's say that was happening.
Yeah.
That's a consequence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the other person won't just think that. You would have had to drop the ball. Like imagine Nicole turns around and says, he used to come home happy and now he doesn't anymore. Yeah. Nicole hasn't done anything wrong. You've stopped coming home happy.
Correct.
Do you know what I mean?
Correct. And that's the same thing like what I said during COVID. I used to come home thinking I was okay. But I would come home and I was just so mentally drained and exhausted from everything that I was doing that my kids didn't see the best version of me. Not that I was bad. And I say this a lot. It's like I wasn't bad. I wasn't a bad dad. I wasn't a bad person. I wasn't going home abusive and drinking and just all that shit. I just wasn't the best. I just wasn't that person that I know I am and who I want to be around and what I want people to be attracted to. So that had consequences. And
so how would you know? Like hindsight's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Right? You might look back at this one day and say, fuck, I was in the same slump.
Yes.
But I had no idea. I didn't know you during COVID. If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and thanks for watching.